All right, y'all. So we got to get into these Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I just got off the phone with Oliver, and he was asking me, how did I feel about it? And surprisingly, guys, I am actually excited about getting to know new girls and digging deeper into the fact that Shamea is really that girl. And y'all want to know who my favorite girl is? I'm going to tell y'all. Want to talk about it? Here it go. Nessa girl, this whole episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, I almost said Patanka. The Real Housewives of Atlanta was a hot damn mess. They are coming in hot and heavy off rip. Porsha said, listen, my life is in shambles. I don't got a divorce or getting a divorce from what I thought was going to be my rich Shamea-like African. I need my money, so I'm finna have to go back down to my job and really go to work. And go to work is what Porsha is doing. Now, the episode opens up with the continuation of Shamea's birthday party, and Porsha and Drew end up getting into a row. Really? We can't even call it Porsha and Drew getting into it. Porsha let Drew have it, and Drew just basically sat there with her mouth open and let Porsha bulldoze right on over her. But I'm going to tell you something. Drew began trying to explain that she has a working business relationship with Dennis about doing the music. And I'm going to tell you something. It got very cringy when Drew said, and Dennis has been my angel on earth. Now, here is the thing. I don't think that there is a person alive that thinks that Drew and Dennis are sleeping together. Okay? I don't think that there's a person alive. Dennis and Drew and Ralph and Porsha, all of them were friends. And even Porsha said she don't care about that. At first, when I was watching it, I thought that Porsha was doing a little too much, right? But then, excuse me, I sat back as I listened to Porsha more, and I'm going to be honest with you. Um, I completely understand where Porsha is coming from. All right, let me set the stage for y'all. This is my job. This is my castle. This is my home. This is my territory. The world would not even know Dennis if it was not for Porsha bringing him to her job. I personally don't have a problem with people gatekeeping where they work. All right. And when we start talking about power dynamics, yes, I personally do believe that it is important for Porsha to be able to gatekeep and dictate whether or not Dennis is able to come on to her Bravo platform and do whatever it is he needs to and wants to say. I think that that's important. I think that if Drew sat back and really looked at this for what it was, she would also understand Porsha. I don't think that Drew would feel comfortable whatsoever if she and Ralph's divorce was finalized. Ralph don't went on with his life, and then another one of the girls brought Ralph on to film, and then Ralph sits up on the platform and sprays the hell out of Drew. That would make Drew very uncomfortable. And even though Porsha and Dennis are in a good space right now, she knows that sometimes their communication be up and down. And what you don't want is a situation where your baby daddy, unbeknownst to you, is filming and is laying you out to the girls. Okay? Not to mention, I am pretty sure, for whatever it's worth, whether it is fair or not, that Porsha having unfettered access to the Bravo cameras gives her a level of power and a level of balance in that relationship. It kind of keeps Dennis in check just a little bit because she don't want Dennis ass to run. I mean, Dennis don't want Porsha to run to them cameras and lay him out. And maybe that's part of Porsha's issue. The fact that her power has been neutralized, that now Dennis has access to those cameras with or without her permission. But the reality of the situation is I am siding with Porsha in this situation. Now, I don't think Porsha is articulating it properly. And I don't think she's articulating it properly, because if she says it out loud, it might make her appear to be a bad person in front of everybody. But I think Porsha needs to flat out say in front of the girls, I don't want my baby daddy having access to this platform and this production without my permission. And I don't think anything is wrong with that. Secondly, Drew, I'm going to be very honest with you. Drew, although I understood when Drew was crying at the end of the episode when she said Ralph took a lot of money from her, she's trying to keep her head above water and take care of her and her kids, and she's just trying to work. While I understand that and I sympathize with Drew, I also want to offer this to the conversation. Drew, you're acting like Dennis is Dallas Austin. You're acting like Dennis is Jermaine Dupri. We know Dennis from running Crew Lounge, which is a restaurant hospitality business, and from running the Hot Dogs, which is a restaurant and hospitality business. I'm going to keep it 100. If this was Kelli with the Nana's Chicken and Waffles, and she was saying she teamed up with Dennis to partner on the business, then I would have to tell Porsha, I know this is uncomfortable, but you need to sit back for a little bit. It just is what it is, and this is a match made in heaven. While I understand that Drew and Dennis might have been connecting on a little bit of something, it's weird, because the reality of the situation is me and my friend's man shouldn't be connecting on a goddamn thing. Y'all shouldn't be connecting privately on a goddamn thing. I don't give a damn if y'all are both going through the same thing. And Dennis said, I had to watch you have 16 marriages and the pain that it brought me. And me and Drew, we kind of connected on that pain. Y'all shouldn't be connected on that pain. Y'all should not be connected on that pain. The other thing too, Drew, I'm not going to lie to you. I would feel a little uncomfortable too if I hired somebody to be a brand ambassador for my business and they're going off setting up their own photo shoots, so on and so forth. No one asked you to do that. No one asked you to do that. And that's an example of you overstepping your boundaries. Now, here's the thing. Nothing about Drew gives me dumb. Nothing about Drew gives me dumb. So it makes me wonder if, in order to have a healthy and robust storyline, is this something that Drew enacted on purpose? It makes me wonder if Drew said, God dog it, they're making so many cuts over here at Housewives. I'm sorry, Porsha's going to have to be collateral damage in all of this, but I need to do this Dennis thing in order to have a storyline. And I'm going to be very honest with you, it worked. I don't know if she did it intentionally or not, but if she did, it worked. Because based on the promo for the show, Porsha's already let it know before the show even started, she ain't really fooling up with Drew. And it looks as if this is going to be the drama that's going to follow Drew and Porsha throughout the season. I hope it don't follow us all season long. But considering the fact that Porsha was talking about it on the press run, it probably is. We move on to Angela Oakley. Guys, I have to apologize to Angela. I know I said on the first review that Angela was old and she was too old and she didn't fit in with them. And as I'm getting to know Angela a little more, she has youthened down just a little bit. But quiet as it's kept, girl, the girls had done got in my DMs and told me Porsha is actually the oldest one of the girls. And everybody, Portia's the oldest housewife. I mean, outside of Kenya and Cynthia. Porsha is the oldest one, and Angela is in that 41, 42 age bracket. She reads a lot older. Angela reads a lot older than what she is. And I don't know if that's because life, maturity from being a businesswoman, being a mom, I don't know what it is. But 2 episodes in, Angela is shaking out to be one of my little favorites. I'm messing with Angela the long way. I'm going to be honest with you. Charles Oakley rubbed me the wrong way. When Angela offered Charles some wine And Charles was like, men don't drink white wine, especially sweet wine, unless they're overseas. That had to be the most ignorant and toxically masculine statement I have ever made. And y'all know it don't take much to trigger me to go down one of my soapboxes, get on my soapbox and vent. And I'm not going to do that in this moment. But I just want to leave y'all with this. That statement further substantiated why I say I would never want to be a straight black man. And when I was a little boy, I thought I did. But I'm good on being straight. If God came down today or tomorrow with a magic wand and asked me, take the gay away, do you want to be straight? When I was younger, I would have answered yes. But I'm going to be very honest with you. As a gay man who lives in my full authenticity and the freedom of everything that God made me, I sometimes sit in my bed and I weep. I weep for heterosexual black men. And the reason why I weep for them is because society, as well as the black male collective on its own, has created so many rules and so many check boxes that straight black men have to check off in order to be straight. Y'all have heard me say before, they can't eat a banana, they can't eat a lollipop, they can't listen to Beyonce, they can't enjoy the color pink, they can't wear their pants this way, and now we got to add a new one. They can't drink sweet wine unless they out the country. Charles, you're going to have to explain to me how drinking the sweet wine in the country is unacceptable. And listen, we all know what he meant by it. Drinking sweet wine is gay. We all know where he was going with it. So don't try to gaslight me into thinking that's not what it was, because that's what it was giving. Sweet wine is soft, it's gay, real niggas don't drink sweet wine. That's what it was giving. Charles, when I finally meet you, you're going to have to explain to me what geography got to do with making the wine less gay for a heterosexual black man to drink. Why is it all right for you to drink it in Europe, but not all right for you to drink it in Atlanta? That's all right, because I'm going to get real cool with Angela. I like Angela. We used to call her Angie on the playground. I like Angela a lot, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing I do appreciate about Charles. Charles is definitely going to give Dr. Damon, in a sense, from Married to Medicine, where he's like, don't suck me into the women's bullshit. I'm just coming on this show for you. I already got my money. Charles said, I already got my money. All right, I don't really need this. And babe, you don't really need it either. But since you want to do it, I'll support you. And for that, I'm going to support Charles. Now, I'm side-eyeing Charles. You already done introduced us to the fact that you got some old flaw-ass views. And I got my eye on you, Charles. Right now, I don't dislike Charles. I actually like Charles. But Charles, you give me that you're going to have a propensity for me to dislike your tall ass by the time it's all said and done. All right, that's all y'all free hoes get. And listen, I don't got the tea from Shamea and all in that. This season, the Real Housewives of Atlanta is going to be off the chain. And the party's going to be over here at Patreon. Come up off them 750, ho. We got a whole nother community over here at Patreon. And listen, I am down for y'all to tell me what other type of content that I have to put, not on my main page, but over here on the Patreon, that y'all would love to see. The link is in the description box below. If you want to see the other remaining 20 minutes of this review, go ahead and meet us over there on Patreon.